SABAI, SABAI. That's the Thai equivalence of Hakuna Matata. It's like the Thai philosophy of living. It's kind of like, you tell your buddy, chill, chill. That's sort of, it's a Thai phrase, Sabai, Sabai. It means everything's cool. It's, chill, everything's chill. Sabai, Sabai. It's all good. It's all, it's like, it's all alright. It's like Hakuna Matata, right? It's like that. And you see the Thai people, they live that kind of life. Especially, I mean, I'm in an island, so I'm speaking, I guess, for the islanders and for the locals here. But I mean, I hear that the same attitude is taken, maybe not to the same extent, but it seems to be also taken in the cities. At least I hear that. Obviously, not gonna be to the same extent. Like you see the locals here all the time, like the fruit lady that I buy the fruits from. Every time I come in, she's either watching TV or just laying around or talking to her friend. Like it's got her friend the next door. And they work really long hours. Thai people, they work. Like for example, the fruit lady opens from 8 a.m. till 10 p.m. The massage place is open from 9 a.m. until 10 p.m. And so, they're working all day. They're working all day, but to them, work is not work. Work is just, it's like you see them. They're chilling. They eat together. It's for them a social bonding, really. So work here isn't really the same way of work in North America. It's more like work is the place where you do your human thing. You interact with your peers. You do your human thing. And the massage people. Every time I go there, they're laughing and cracking jokes and talking to one another. And so to them, work it's just something they do, but really, like it's more than anything a way to bond socially with other human beings. And again, like I said, they eat together, they just kind of do everything together, and they're pretty much sabai sabai. They're pretty much like hakuna matata. Like life is very very slow here. It's very slow. And so what happens as a natural byproduct, as a result, uh, of course, I've been here now over a week. uh, but I'm an adaptable fella, right? So I been moving all my life, and I tend to adapt quickly. So naturally, you begin to without trying. You don't try it; it just happens, right? You begin to naturally take on the characteristics of your environment. You try and walk into a mall at 4 p.m. And it's really busy, and you will find your energy, even if you're walking in there zen like. Spend a couple of hours there. You might be able to keep your zen ways for the first hour. You might be able to keep it for all the time, but even part of you is going to change a little bit, and you're going to become a little bit more frantic, and even your heart rate will go up too, because your breath just matches the rhythm of your environment. So I find that here my heart rate, my breathing, just naturally slowed down just by hanging out here, just being here, because everything around you is kind of moving at a pretty slow pace. Is doesn't anybody Nobody really seems to be in a rush to do anything. Nobody is, really, nobody is. If you're gonna go and get some fruits, let's say, uh, you're just gonna go hang out there. The lady is gonna take her sweet time cutting your pineapple, cutting your watermelon, or whatever it is that you want, and she's gonna serve you the food. And so, even naturally, you will take your time eating the food. You will begin to take your time doing everything. And then, in that taking of time, you begin to appreciate. How could I appreciate a butterfly or a beautiful bug? if I'm not going to take the time to sit there and look at the butterfly and look at the colors of the butterfly and admire the butterfly, I'm not going to appreciate the butterfly because I am accustomed to a fast paced life where time for sitting and appreciating a butterfly simply isn't on the menu. You see, it's not on the menu. So as you begin to, place yourself, as I'm learning, in an environment that is slow paced, where nothing really happens at all, because nothing really happens. Like, it's just, you get that vibe here. It's every day is this. It's every day is like a different character, but it's the same in a way, you know. And I find myself just kind of looking at time less and being a little confused about what day it is. Like yesterday, I was teaching the kids, and there was like a question on the slide. It was like, "What day is it?" And I had to wait for the student to tell me what day it is because I didn't know what day it is today. So I find that, being in an environment that is slow paced, you will naturally begin to. Humans are very adaptable, right? You will begin to adapt to the nature of that environment. So, doing mindless things like sweeping or whatever, opening a coconut or something like that, it just kind of becomes like, yeah, just do that. Just take your time, do that. Just do it. These things that, Westerners, people living in the West, under the influence of the Western software, just these things, it's like, to you, it's like, come on, that's not life. Like, what, cutting a coconut and sweeping? Like, come on, these are like, just delegate these things, do more important things. More important things. It's like, it's a big joke. It really is like a big joke rat race. Because really, like, we're not going anywhere. There's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to go. Life is an experience. It's a musical. Life is a musical. And it's just an experience. There's really no point to life other than to experience. Consciousness wants to just experience. So it came up with the dream world. It came up with this dream state to experience. No, there's no point. The whole game of evolution of consciousness from separation to oneness, the point of it is to experience. It's just like consciousness wants to experience. Oh, this is an experience. Oh, wow. I didn't know. I didn't know that I could come up with such a beautiful dream. Oh, really? What can I do in this dream? Oh, wow, that's amazing. Oh, wow, that's incredible. And you're not even gonna really get in touch with who you are without slowing down your breathing and just kind of like relaxing. I mean, what is meditation? Meditation is slowing down the breath and is relaxing. You have to come to a state of total relaxation. How do you expect to do that if you're put in an environment that capitalizes on the sympathetic nervous system, that is actually designed to keep your sympathetic nervous system activated all the time? That's why people have all kinds of sleeping issues, especially in the West, right? But here's the thing, don't take the wrong idea here, because I walked into a store yesterday that resembles Costco. Okay, it's kind of like, I think it's like the Thai Costco actually. Now I got that. No, it is the Thai Costco. And now that I think about it, because there was a lot of things you could buy in wholesale, and I had to get a temporary card to buy the stuff. And people, oh yeah, people were buying in wholesale. That's right. So it was the Thai Costco, and it's pretty much like walking in Costco. Pretty much like walking into a big grocery store back in Canada. Same thing, same vibe, same vibe. Everybody's in a rush. You could see the cashiers is just robots. They're just robots. Forget about the Thai ethics of SABAI. Forget about it. They were just robots, literally robots, just like any other robots I've come across when I was living in Canada. just robots. But going buying something from the lady at the fruit stand, you could sense that this is an organic person. It's an organic person because it's a person that is just kind of chilling. They're not computerized. They're not computerized. Most people are computerized, at least where I was living. And I'm sure, again, you go walk into these big grocery stores here and it's the same vibe. So in many ways, the world is becoming computerized, and I really hope that these parts of the world, like the island that I'm on, and the villages, I really hope they don't get ruined with this computerization and urbanization of everything. It's really a shame to see the world going into that direction, because as far as I'm concerned, that's not evolution, that's devolving, and you could devolve in this game, by the way. It's everything is wired for evolution, but sometimes part of your evolution is devolution, devolving, and then evolving again. It's just, that if that's your trip back to oneness, sometimes you just gotta devolve before evolving again. And maybe I don't know, because you might think of artificial intelligence as evolution. It doesn't look like it. I'm telling you, like, spending time on the roads here, talking to the local Thai people, and being in this, village-like environment, you sense a lot of organicness in the people, and that organicness that you sense. That's consciousness. Consciousness is a subject. It isn't an object. It's a subjective thing. It's subject. It's an organic. You are an organic being, full of vitality and life and energy. And but even within the island, if you just go to Thong Sala, the downtown of Koh Phangan, and you walk in the big stores, like the Thai Costco, I don't remember the name. There's another one, Big C Supermarket. Then you start to get the same vibe that I would get walking into a Walmart or walking into Costco. It's just like computers. Everything is computerized. The cashiers are computerized. There's so many people, and like, yeah, it felt like I was right back in Canada. So now the world is kind of going down that route. So even that whole SABAI, there was none of that when I was in that Thai Costco. Believe me, there was none of that SABAI. And you could look at the cashiers; they're pretty stressed. They're pretty stressed. Like they're under stress. It's like constant scan, 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 scan. There's so much happening, and everybody is like coming there to get like all this stuff. It was no different than being in Canada whatsoever. And we think of places like Canada and as in those areas as first world. We think of them as evolved nations, right? Um, but I mean, I see the locals here. They barely have any money, but I mean, believe me, they genuinely seem to be more at peace. I wouldn't say more happy. There's a difference between happiness and peace. There's difference. I wouldn't necessarily say Thai people are happy. I would not make that statement. But at least the ones here in the island, and I'm sure in the villages, which Thailand is, by the way, still mostly villages and rural areas. So, Bangkok is what, 10 million people, I think, 10 million people. There's 70 million people in Thailand. Chiang Mai is another million, and I think Chiang Mai is the second or third biggest city. I think I may be mistaken in these figures, but nevertheless, I think still at least 50% of the Thai population is still rural, and so it's still in many ways more organic. Okay, but of course, as we move forward, the whole world is just becoming more computerized. And robots, right? Humans are just being turned into robots. Even people want to put in microchips in their brains and be controlled now. Uh, that's how ridiculous it's getting. Is people actually want to put in microchips in their brains and they think it's evolution. All this technology is because we lost our like the phone. The phone is just It's because we don't do telepathy anymore. We lost it. We're in the Kali Yuga. We're in the Age of Darkness. We don't do telepathy anymore. We lost it. Our pineal gland is asleep. So we come up with the phone. Because anything external is just a projection of what internal you can do. So all this technology, like people want to put in microchips so that they can, you know, lift something without lifting it. It's like that's telekinesis, man. Like we have that, we could do that, but we lost touch with it, and it takes a lot of work to get back these cities, these powers, which are just your natural innate abilities. So Sabai, very much still alive if you come to the islands or if you go to the countryside. I have yet to go to the cities to see if the Sabai attitude is there, and I'm sure it's there. I'm sure it's still there, but of course it would be less than it would be here on an island, right? Or somewhere in the rural areas of Chiang Mai or something. You know, again, Thailand is still. I'm just like, again, I could be wrong in all these figures because I'm new to this country and I'm just kind of observing it, right? But I would think at least 50% of Thailand's population is still living in a somewhat rural environment, maybe more than that even. And I'd like to look into the statistics after here, and I will after this video. Uh, but yeah, Sabai, it's very nice. Hakuna Matata, right? It's true wisdom. It's true wisdom. And yeah, I find myself doing a lot of that lately. And because I've been doing a lot of that lately, uh, my desire to eat is much lessened. Um, Today I'm starting a coconut water fast, so we'll see how that goes, and we'll see how long that goes for. But even my desire to consume overall is lessened. It's reduced. Um, just my desire overall. I'm just kind of more content, and that's what I wanted to say. Right? Is these local Thai people that I continuously run across, they're not necessarily happy. You can tell. I mean, Thai food is very unhealthy. Obesity here is, by the way, not uncommon at all. It's not uncommon at all to see obese Thai people. Not at all. Because their food is really unhealthy. Like, really, I have to say. Um, and you could see like they're tired and they work a lot and this, but they definitely seem to be more at ease and more peaceful and more graceful because of that attitude of sabai, because of that attitude of let's just take it easy, you know. So I wouldn't say they're necessarily happier. Don't come here expecting every Thai person is gonna smile at you or is gonna like revel in your presence. No, no, you don't expect that at all. Okay, because very much so, it's still like it's in the modern world. We're still in the Kali Yuga. We're still in the Age of Darkness, man, and like, you know what I mean? Like people are still people everywhere, and it's struggle to be a modern human. But all that being said, they're uh, they're more at ease. They're definitely more at ease. They're definitely more content, peaceful. Peaceful is the word, not happy. Not happy. I know they call Thailand the land of smiles. Uh, the land of peace is perhaps, from my limited experience, a more appropriate name for it. The land of peace, the land of contentment, not necessarily happiness. And yeah, the more I do sabai, the more I just relax in this hammock and just chill and kick back. Again, my desire seems to be reduced because desire is really whenever a desire arises for something, it's because contentment is no longer there. Okay, a self-realized being. If you take a self-realized being, somebody who's enlightened, that's a person who is content 24/7 every moment. They're content. They're content. Contentment, because they found the place inside of them who they really are, the pure energy, the pure consciousness, the pure light, and so they're totally content. They're totally content in total contentment. That's it. So no more desires don't arise anymore. You just become a pure conduit for spirit, for the Tao, because you're desireless. You're in a state of desirelessness. So you may still indulge in food and sex and this, but you're not doing it out of desire anymore. You're doing it because you're doing it, because it is the way it is. What it is, it's the way. It's the Tao. You see, so it's that sentiment of which your action comes from. Is it just pure action that's just arising from the harmony of things, or is it coming out of a desire? Because anytime you have a desire arises, contentment is not there anymore. Contentment is no longer there. And now you're seeking. Now you're in a state of seeking. Now you're back into separation, essentially. Because oneness is contentment, separation is desire. Separation is, that feeling of agitation. You're agitated. You're like, something's not right. Something's not perfect in the moment. And then you seek. Now that's how the dance goes, right? You seek and then you find, and then you seek and then you find. And contentment is finding, and then desire is seeking. Contentment is finding, and desire is seeking. And so, like, for example, take like where I was living, I wasn't happy. So then there was discontentment. You see, so there was this the desire to seek. But it's such a paradox, because then I come here and I think that this is going to be heaven and paradise, but where the paradise and the heaven is of just me kicking back on this hammock, making this video, relaxing, closing my eyes, listening to a podcast, listening to music, hanging out, just doing nothing, just listening to the leaves dance, the leaves of the trees dancing with the wind like they are now, which you get a lot of right now, because August is sort of cloudy, windy season, where it's just like you get storms every now and then. You guys have seen me get caught in a storm, but you hear a lot of that right now, just the winds dancing with the leaves, and it's beautiful. So something as simple as that, and that's the paradise, that's the heaven. It's just me kicking back. It isn't like me exploring and going about and this and that. It actually isn't at all. It's just me kicking back, sabai sabai, just relaxing, chilling. And yeah, anytime I have a desire, then there's agitation, and there's separation, and there's it's not all right, and I gotta do something about it. But it is that this environment that I'm in, certainly, is such a, like, a flower needs the proper environment to grow. It's not gonna grow all the way in the Arctic Ocean. No flowers grow there around the Arctic Circle. No flowers grow there because it's not the right environment. In the same way, like when you're in an environment where, like, you're pretty much like either in a tank top or shirtless all the time, you're barefoot all the time, like you're hanging out all the time, then it's a proper environment for you to just be like, kick back, relax, contentment, right? Contentment, because everything is perfect. Like, everything's perfect. So it's just, yeah, it's nice. I really appreciate this land very much, and I appreciate the caretakers of this land, which happen to be the Thai people. I really appreciate them. And from time to time, I'll see some people, like Westerners and whatnot. And this is sometimes, by the way, this is like the rare occasion, but I saw it twice already, and it didn't sit well with me. One person, the Thai lady forgot to make his food, and he was really pissed. He, again, coming from the West, everything's so fast paced, and you're entitled to this, right? You're entitled to feel angry if you go to McDonald's and they forgot your order. And poor lady, she felt so bad that she forgot his order, and he's caused a state of agitation in her. You can see, like, poor lady, she's such a nice lady, because he was like, one order, like, he got really pissed. And another incident I saw, I hope this isn't, because I've only been here 8 days now, I hope this isn't like, because two times seeing this already in 8 days, it's kind of a lot. It scares me a little bit. The one guy wasn't happy with the quality of the fruits, and he got mad at the guy who was selling him the fruits, and you know, I don't know. I hope that there isn't as much of that here in the foreigners that come here and hang out here, because you have to respect that these are the caretakers of this land. This is nobody's land. This is God's land. So in a way, we come here from the West to hang out here. It's God's land. Okay, we're entitled to it. In fact, there should be no borders. There should, anyway, we're in the Kali Yuga, blah blah blah. The world's like we're ascending. So okay, not let's not get into that. But respect that these are the people that have, in this current moment, playing the role of the caretakers of this land. So respect that. And so respect that these are the caretakers of this land. And they know this land way better than you know it as a foreigner coming here. They know it in and out. They know it better than you. And yeah, you have to respect that, right? You have to respect them as the caretakers. And in my opinion, they do a pretty good job at taking care of it. And Thai people seem to me like nature-oriented people. They care about their nature. They care about their land. And again, I hope the modernism, the modern world, and the computerizing of everything does not ruin that. I really hope so. I really, really hope so. Because it's really beautiful to see. Really, really beautiful to see. It's such a fresh breath of air. Oh my God, such a fresh breath of air. Unbelievable. So, and I hope more places like this pop up everywhere. I hope people, begin to take on the attitude of Sabai Sabai, Hakuna Matata. Just chill, chill. Sabai Sabai. So, Sabai Sabai, enough talking. I could go on right now because I'm Sabai Sabai. So, where do I have to go? What do I have to do? I could talk here all day. All day. So, thank you to the Patreons for supporting this channel and supporting me on this journey. You guys are very generous. Thank you so much. Big kiss. If you want to join the family of Patreon, you want to put in a couple of bucks a month to support this journey, to support the way it's going. And perhaps one time I'll be able to do this full time. And that would be pretty amazing. That would be pretty sabai sabai to be able to do YouTube full time. So if you'd like to show your support in that way, you could go down below in the description and join the Patreon family. If that's not your thing, you want to just do a one-time thing, again, there's definitely a law of giving and receiving here. There's definitely something. If you give, you're gonna get back more. If you do give this channel, believe me, it's gonna somehow happen to you where you're gonna get more. I think Dustin, you left a comment saying something like, I donated in PayPal and then I got a $5 raise the next day, right? And that seems to be the attitude of giving, is like you get it back. There is like a law in the universe where you get it back way more. And that I'm trying to do that here as well. I'm trying to like, be generous with the locals and like give tips and stuff, because like keep the energy flowing, because trust, it comes back. Like there seems to be a law where it gets multiplied. That's what's funny. It gets multiplied. The more you give, it doesn't just come back to you 1-to-1 ratio, but it like gets multiplied. That seems to be the rule anyway, from my observations. So yeah, so thank you to all the people who support, and I love you guys, and until next time, sabai sabai.